Brazil. Kiana Horton, the 6'1 senior. Horton is out of Indianapolis. Raina Smith, a 5'7 senior. And Raina out of St. Louis. And Ashley Ward, a 6'1 junior. And Ashley is out of Springdale, Arkansas. So we're about ready to go, and hopefully we'll get the video on. We'll welcome you on Stretch Internet as we're about ready for basketball on this Saturday afternoon. And let's see, jumping it up will be Wallish, and she'll be in the center circle, and she will go against Kiana Horton to get this game underway. Joe, I'm going to have you take the first half. We're having some technical problems, so I'm going to throw it to you.
All right, we're underway, and Baker gets the opening tap, so we're underway here in Marshall trying to get the video set up. We've got the audio for you, so we'll try to get the video so you can watch and listen both. Right now, I guess you're stuck with me for a few minutes. Now Macy Wallish gets outside for Baker. The big girl, hands on the right wing to Jamie Hodge. Hodge with a left dribble, gives it inside. Nice drive inside, that time by Sydney Bushell, but her shot blocked by one of the Vikings. Here come the Vikes the other way, and Raina Smith tries to hit Ashley Ward down low, flips it over Ashley's head out of bounds. So Vikes turn it over, no score here in the early going. As Missouri Valley against Baker, looking at the conference standings, the Baker Wildcats 9-4, the Vikings 2 games back at 7-6. Ken, go ahead. If you're ready, I'll turn it back over to you.
All right, thank you, sir.
I pinch hit, but didn't do nearly as well as you will.
Well, the live stream video was a little late in coming on, and it's on, and here we go. And
I could get no baskets. Let's see what you can do.
You were the only relief pitcher to pitch to the first batter, and then
that's right.
Then the starter comes back.
And I threw 3 straight balls, I think.
All right, the ball is on the floor and is picked up by the Wildcats. And they quickly bring it into the forecourt. Give it off to Simpson. Simpson, free throw line. Kicks it in front of the Viking bench to Hodge. Hodge works it back. Here's a shot for the outside, and that is a 3 by Kelsey Larson. And it's 3-0. I was talking to the broadcasters for the Wildcats, and they said both teams, men and women, are really shooting the ball well right now.
Well, and Caitlin Mondesett, the leading scorer on this team, was hurt for a while, out of action, and Coach Lister said some of the other girls had to pick up some slack when she was gone, which he thinks helped them out.
And here is Kiana Horton getting inside. If you heard our interview with Tim Dixon, he said, regardless of Wallace, the leading shot blocker in the conference, we've got to go right at her, and that's just what number 35 did, and she scored.
And shot blockers normally pick up a lot of fouls if you go at them.
Top of the key, another 3. This one won't go. Rebound pulled down by Ashley Ward. Ward will push it up the right side, down the middle of the lane with the left hand, and a foul is going to be called. And we are seeing Ashley Ward, Springdale, Arkansas, play better and better.
Ashley, very aggressive. How many times have we seen her get the ball, take it right down the middle, and go right at the big girls? And that's exactly what she did that time, and she draws a 2-shot foul opportunity.
And that will be Ward at the free throw line. Ashley's first free throw is good, and we're tied. She averages 5.4 points a game, 6'1 junior. Juliana Doyle directing our video this afternoon. Chaz Matties at Ames, Iowa, covering a women's basketball game between, I think, Iowa State and maybe Baylor. I'm not sure, but...
Now, knowing the men's side, this is the SEC Big 12 Challenge Day, I think.
And Missouri got left out.
I know Kansas playing Kentucky Night Tigers. I think they play one of the Mississippi
teams. State.
Yeah, I think so.
All right, second free throw was no good, so it is 3. It's 3-3 right now. And here come the Wildcats. Simpson kicks it back, top of the key, leaves it out there for Larson. Larson back to Simpson, left-hander, fires and hits another 3. And that's the second triple as they spot up Erica Simpson, their leading scorer, 12.3 points a game. It's 6-3. Raina Smith into the forecourt. Small crowd across the way on this Saturday afternoon. Here comes Raina driving left side, off the glass too strong. Offensive rebound, Kiana Horton, and she put it in. She averages 11.4 a game and 7.3 rebounds. It's 6-5.
Good to see Kiana get off to a good start inside.
Simpson looks to Wallish. Wallish, high post, tries to drive on Kiana. Kicks it back out to Hodge. Hodge double team and bumped in the foul. And that foul is going to come up on Ashley Ward, her first. So Wallish gets it free throw line, back to Hodge. Hodge working against Ward. Gives it off to Larson. There's another three on the way, and this one's good. You better get on Erica Simpson as she buries another triple, and it's 9-5.
Third triple. All 9 Baker points have come from beyond the arc thus far.
And Simpson is a 43% shooter from beyond the arc. 21 out of 49 coming in. So when she takes them, she makes about half of them. That's pretty good. Nice pass to Augusto underneath. Double team, dribbles out of the lane, in trouble, picked up by Hodge, the loose ball. So the Vikes up down 9-5, and here come the Wildcats again on the run. Kicking it off, baseline, another three on the way. This one won't go. The rebound, the ball goes out of bounds as Ward tried to get to it, but it was knocked away by one of the Wildcats. So the Vikings will take over.
Good job of screening out that time by Ashley Ward. She had Larson trying to go after that offensive rebound, and Ashley put a body on her, which is exactly what you have to do in that defensive glass.
Raina Smith out of St. Louis, the senior, brings the ball up, playing the point really today. Now they try to force it underneath to Deidre, and we haven't called her name much. Ball batted up in the air and taken away. Turnover. Bouchelle came down with it. She has the ball into Wallish. They'll kick it off to the wing on the right side to Hodge. Hodge stops, gives it back out front to Bouchelle. Wildcats in those dark blue uniforms with the orange trim, and they throw it away as Simpson, driving left side, tried to throw it back out to Hodge, threw it by her, and a turnover.
Good defense, and that was a strong point on Wednesday night. The Vikings played very well defensively in that win on the road against William Penn, I thought.
So the Vikings down 9-5 with 5:43 first quarter. Raina, top of the key, gets it to Augusto. Address it to the free throw line. Off to McCoy. Here she comes, driving underneath. Gives it to Horton. She can't get it over the lip of the rim. Wallish with a rebound. Simpson quickly ahead to Larson. Larson lobs it. Baseline Bouchelle. Bouchelle back out to Larson. Now she'll back away, get some instructions from Ben Lister. 5:18 to go in the first quarter. 9-5. Wildcats with the lead. They lob it underneath. Get it to Wallish. She traveled. I thought so. Yeah.
You know, they list Macy Wallish. You said earlier she is the leading shot blocker in the conference. They list her at 6'3". She is every bit of that. Yes. She looks even taller than that to me.
They have Kiana at 6'1", and yeah, she's a good couple of inches, maybe 3 inches taller than Kiana. Horton sets a screen for McCoy on the baseline as Raina brings it into the forecourt. Now looks for McCoy, still with the dribble. Stops, goes it into Horton. Kiana goes right at Wallish, puts it up, missed it.
Partially blocked.
A lot of contact, and she may have gotten another block on that one.
Got a piece of that one, and maybe got a piece of her arm, but no call.
Hodge off to Larson. Back out to Hodge, fakes the three. Leaves it for Larson. Larson holds on the wing, guarded by Augusto. Back to Hodge. Works free throw line extended right. Now back to Larson. Bouchelle back out. Simpson open for a three with the left hand. It won't go. Wallish offensive rebound, puts it up with the left hand. No good. And the rebound pulled down by Augusto. Augusto off to Raina. Raina going to take it right down the middle. Spin in the lane. Put it up. It won't go. Wallish affected that shot. It's saved by Horton, but taken by one of the Wildcats. They race up court. Give it off to Hodge, who hands it out front for Larson. Now down low to Wallish, up with the left hand, and she scores. When she gets a low block, she's tough down there.
I tell you, you look at side shows or side battles. That battle inside between Macy Wallish and Kiana Wharton, those two are going at it very ferociously right now.
So 4 gals about ready to come in for the Vikings. Trailing 11-5 with 3:46. Raina drives right side, flips it up with the left hand, it won't go. Ball tipped, comes away to Hodge. Hodge dribbles out of traffic. She'll bring it across the timeline as the Vikings hustle back defensively. Open three, but driving instead was Bouchelle. Doesn't take the shot. Back to Hodge to Simpson. They already have 3 3-point field goals, 3 of their 4 baskets. And it's 11-5. Hodge with 11 on the shot clock. Lobs it underneath to Wallish again. Double teamed by McCoy and Smith, and loses the ball out of bounds.
Yeah, good defense by the Vikings. McCoy and Raina Smith both back there. Raina came from the weak side on the double team, and Wallish nowhere to go, and they're going to take her out just a minute. You mentioned several Vikings coming in. Also coming in is Taylor Chase for the Baker Cats.
Savannah Enlow.
Lindsey Denny.
Alicia Winston. Denny and Onaka all come into the ball game. for the Vikings. The only starter staying on the floor is Raina Smith. Raina played a lot of minutes the other night. Raina drives right side, lobs into Winston. Winston, strong move, kind of put her shoulder into Wallish and got a little separation and scored off the glass. Good move.
Good strong move. And Alicia has done that at times this year. She goes up pretty well inside.
So the Vikes down by 4, 11-7 with 2:50 to go. Chase, top of the key, gives it to Hodge. Hodge, here's a shot just outside the free throw line, and that's good by Courtney Hogue, who came into the game. 6'3" sophomore, another tall gal, and she knocked that one down from 15 feet out, 13-7.
First time she touches the ball, up she goes, in she goes.
Enlow into the corner. Now down to Winston. Winston drives baseline, tried to get it to Onaka, can't hang on to that pass, and here comes Hodge the other way after the turnover. Hodge fires it underneath. Vikings didn't get back, but Hogue misses the shot. Boy, that was a break. She was wide open and missed it.
Ben Lester just puts his head down and walks the other way.
No one within 3-4 feet of her. She just hurried the shot. That should have been an easy 2. 13-7, Vikings down by 6 with 2 minutes to go in the quarter. Raina will try an outside shot. He'll bank in a 3. Why not? So first bucket for Raina Smith, playing a lot of minutes the last few games, using that senior leadership, 13-10.
Raina said, sure, I plan to bank that one.
I think she played like 27 or 28 minutes the other night. Here's Hogue, a rather nice pass from Simpson underneath the Bouchel, and layup. Good 2-on-1 inside the lane, and the nice bounce pass, and Bouchel put it in 15-10. 1:30 to go in the first quarter. Doubleheader today, and I'll tell you, this Baker men's team, Vikings won that game earlier, but they really are tough. Here she drives in, tries to use the glass, and does Raina Smith, and she has the last 5 points. It's 15-12.
Backboard is her best friend today so far.
Now the ball knocked away by Onaka as they get it inside to Hogue. She tried to kick it back into the corner, knocked out by Onaka.
Vikings doing a good job double teaming on the big girls down low. That was a good job that time by, as you said, Ashley Onaka.
Caitlin Mata set in. She had 22 in the first meeting.
She leads the team in scoring with 13 points a game.
The first time she is checked into the lineup. Here's the lob underneath. They work it down low to Hogue. I think she traveled with it. Kind of threw a little elbow too, but got away with that, but walked with it. Vikings are shooting 50%, 5 out of 10. Also 50%. Baker 6 out of 12, but again, 3 of their field goals are the three-point variety. We're in the final minute of the first quarter. Here's Augusto, drives left side all the way to the basket, puts it up too strong. Rebound is pulled down by Modisette. Modisette into the forecourt, top of the key, weaving back and forth. Now stops the dribble, kicks it out front for Bouchel. Bouchel, here's a long 3 that's up. This one no good by Zweifel. However, an offensive rebound taken down by Hogue. They'll kick it into the corner. Driving right side all the way to the basket. Shot won't go. Denny with the rebound. That shot was missed. And now Enlow the other way. 19 seconds to go into Winston. Winston head and shoulder fake. Goes up and scores. Took it right at Hogue and scored. That's 4 for Winston here in the first quarter. Nice head and shoulder fake. And a travel now called on the Wildcats, so the Vikings get it back with a chance to take the lead with 8.4 seconds to go. Raina Smith will come back in. Onaka will leave.
Yeah, Vikings were down by 6 or 7 not that long ago, and they've made a very good run here to close out this quarter. As you said, we can knock one down here with under 10 seconds to play. We can go on top here at the break.
Enlow gets it into Raina. They have to hustle. 7 on the first quarter clock. Down to 4, down to 3. Raina goes baseline, puts up the shot. It bounds around and will not go down. But a good first quarter. And guess what? The last time we played the first 3 quarters, Baker won by a point. We've played a quarter today. Baker's up by a point, 15-14.
You know, these two teams seem to match up pretty well. You know, you hear that phrase a lot of times in basketball, but these teams have a lot of similarities. And we've had some good games with Baker. If you remember a year ago, the Vikings, I guess you'd call it an upset. They upset the Wildcats right here on this floor. So I think this is going to be a good game.
Let's take a look at a couple of the first quarter statistics. Baker shot 6 out of 14, 43%. Valley 46%, 6 out of 13. Vikings 1 out of 2 from the 1 out of 1 from the free throw line. Should be 1 out of 2 from the free throw line, and for 50%. And 1 for 1 from beyond the arc. 3 out of 7 of the Wildcats from long range, 43%. 6 rebounds for Baker, 9 for the Vikings. Vikings, both teams have turned it over 6 times, so everything pretty even, as you might expect with the score, 15-14.
And if I'm right, only 1 personal foul on each team so far.
Yeah, so good, clean first quarter, and we get ready for quarter number 2. Kiana Horton, Alicia Winston, 4 points apiece, so there's 8 points from the paint by the Vikings in that first quarter.
Well, you know, the Vikings, you can tell they want to try to get that ball inside if they can, but they need to be patient. They can't force it. They've got to maybe take the ball to the side, bring it around the horn to the other side, then try to go in.
Vikings will have the ball to start the second half, still looking for their first lead of the game. Augusto gets it into Reyna. Augusto checked in. Enlow still out there. Denny and Winston. Those are the 5 for the Vikings. Reyna top of the key. Looks for Denny. Now gives it off to Augusto. Augusto holds it. Gives it underneath to Winston. Right back to Augusto on the baseline. Andressa drives. Cut off. Has to throw it in the corner. Good catch by Enlow. Enlow puts up the shot in traffic and hits a 2. And the Vikings have the lead. Savannah Enlow's first bucket. And Valley up 16-15.
You don't see Savannah have too many 2-point field goals, but she did that time, and that was a big one.
Boy, she's a gal that I don't mind if she shoots. She is a good shooter from the outside.
Pure shooter, yes she is.
Wally's top of the key, double team. Now gives it back. Here's Mondesett. Her shot won't go. Enlow fights for the rebound, taken away from her by Larson. Larson hits the deck and stepped out of bounds. Viking ball.
That could have been a foul on Savannah Enlow. A lot of contact kind of forced Larson to that baseline, but official points the other way. We will agree with him.
Says, let's go. Enlow now will check out after playing a few minutes in that first quarter. Tim trying to keep a fresh lineup in here. Here's Lindsey Denny. Denny quickly into the forecourt. Gets around a screen. Stops. Fires from 16. It's a little short. And a fight for the offensive rebound as Julia Vasquez had a hand on it. So did Modisette. And the possession arrow gives it to Baker.
You know, I think the key for the Vikings, we got to get Andressa Augusto involved. The last 2 games, 3 points on Wednesday night, 4 points last week. Has been the leading scorer on this team a good part of the year, so we've got to get her more involved in the offense.
Yes, she has got to take some shots. Here's Modisette, spins in the lane, leans and scores. Good job by Modisette, the leading scorer for the Wildcats, averaging 13 a game. And it's 17-16 Baker. Quickly, Reyna Smith the other way in front of the Baker bench. That's to our right. Gives it out front to Denny. Now Augusta will try a 3. She's fouled. And it's going to be 3 shots for Andressa. And now Ben Lister is saying, wait a minute. That was Julia Vasquez who knocked her down. But the officials saying that she was, I guess, pushed into her, so she'll shoot.
I think they called the foul. They fouled Julia. I think it was not the shooter. I think they said they fouled Julia, so it's going to be a non-shooting foul, I believe.
So the foul is going to be on Hodge. It was not on the shot. So the Vikings get the ball back. Vasquez, top of the key, into Winston. Kicks it in the corner to Denny, right side. Denny lobs it right back to Winston. She goes up strong, has it blocked, gets it back, goes up again, and is fouled. Boy, I like that work in there. Had the first shot. Oh, they're going to say an offensive foul.
I guess they say Alicia initiated the contact.
All right.
It's only the second team foul on the Vikings.
So neither coach happy with the last 2 decisions.
Then the officials, if both coaches are upset, they're probably doing a good job.
Pretty good job. So here come the Wildcats leading by 1 with 8:17 to go in the half. Larson gets it back out for Simpson. Kicks it right in front of the Viking bench for a 3, and that one's good by Hodge. That's their 4th triple of the game. It's 20-16, back to that 4-point lead. Vasquez works the left side for Valley. Off to Denny, top of the key. Lindsay to Augusto, loses the ball, gets it back. Andressa off to Vasquez. Now Denny, 14 on the shot clock. Reyna Smith has the basketball, backs away toward the timeline. Now we're down to 10 on that clock. She's going to launch a 3. Won't go, a little strong. Rebound Hodge. Hodge pushes it for the Wildcats. Stops, pops, 12-footer. Off balance, no good. There was some contact. Simpson looks at the official like, excuse me, sir, but no call. Vikings will have the ball.
I think it would be fair to say these guys are letting the girls play.
Yeah, letting them play.
Yeah, that's nothing wrong with that. I mean, just as long as you don't let things get out of hand, let them play the game.
Nice afternoon. You want to get back outside.
Yeah.
All right, Ashley Ward comes in. Savannah Enlow back in. Augusto's going to leave, and Raina Smith will leave. Julie wouldn't bounce, so Vikings go with Winston, who's played a lot of minutes here. Deidre's back into the contest. McCoy, Enlow, Ward with it. Free throw line, and Vasquez. Ward drives inside the lane, gives it off to Vasquez. Vasquez, couple of dribbles, gives it to Ward, left baseline. She'll bring it back out.
Julia's got to pull the trigger on that shot.
Now they work it underneath to Winston. Her shot no good. Offensive rebound, McCoy. She hits the deck, and she was fouled. She'll go to the line.
That hit the deck. That was kind of a delayed reaction that time.
Kind of there and said, "Up, I'm losing my balance. I'm heading to the floor."
Hey, I haven't fallen down yet. It's about time.
I mean, we're 13 minutes into this game. Foul was on Wallish, and let's see if Deidre can get her first point. She can.
Good job.
Vikings 2 out of 3 from the line. First foul on Wallish, and only the second foul on the Wildcats.
Kiana Wharton comes back in for the Vikings. Alicia Winston takes a seat.
Glad you can be with us on moval.edu to watch this action. Also listen to it. Second free throw also good by McCoy. So she has a couple of points. Vikes back within 2, and Enlow comes right back out. And Augusto right back in. The Vikings basically have the starting unit. The only difference is Raina's out of the game and Vasquez is in. Hodge gives it off to Sydney Hansen, who's checked in. Sydney top of the key. Where's number 23? Now to Simpson, who backs away. 14 on the shot clock. Simpson. There's a drive down the middle all the way to the basket by Larson, and she's fouled. Probably on not before the shot, I'm guessing. McCoy with it, and they're going to say it was on the shot. So I guessed wrong. Larson will be at the line. First free throw, good. By Miss Larson, who has 4 points. 21-18, 6:47 to go, first half. Second free throw, good. A little body English by Larson to help that one go in. So the lead back to 4. Augusto quickly into the forecourt. Baseline to Julia. Now Horton. Horton takes it right at Wallace. Good move to the basket. Got her second foul. She'll go to the line. Started to go to her right, spun back to the left, and drew the foul.
And went up strong. I think that was the way she drew that foul. You cannot go up timidly against a good shot blocker. You have to go right at them, and that's exactly what Kiana did that time.
Horton, first trip to the line, has 4 points. She had 4 points early. And her first free throw rattles in and out. Vikings are 3 out of 5 from the line right now. She'll have another one. Hogue will check in as the free throw is no good. Let's see if
nice hustle by Deidre.
Deidre kept it alive, hit the deck, but the Vikings get the ball. Now McCoy down the middle, scoops it up on the right side and scores. And she takes it all the way across the lane. So she started it with a good hustle move, and she gets rewarded with a bucket.
That was the Deidre McCoy show, that, that possession. Great hustle to keep that ball alive, then a nice strong move to the hoop. Larson gives it off to Simpson. Simpson inside the free throw line. Now in front of the Viking bench, it goes to Hansen. Another whistle, another foul, a blocking foul. And it's on McCoy, who did not hit the floor for 13 minutes, and she's been on the floor now 3 times in about 45 seconds. Well, Julia Vasquez got the foul. She's the one that initiated the contact. And Deidre saw her go down, so she went down too.
Said go down and give you some company. It's not a shooting foul. Here's Hogue, top of the key. Off to Simpson, guarded by Ward. Back out to Hansen. Hansen top of the key. Her club up by 2, 6 minutes to go in the first half. Larson uses the dribble, works it right wing to Hodge. Back to Hansen, shot clock at 10, shot from the corner, no good. Ball batted out of the lane by Hogue, comes to McCoy, who gives it off to Vasquez. Quickly ahead to Ward. Ward drives in right side, scoops it up, no good, but another foul, and she'll shoot 2 more.
Great job of initiating contact that time by Ashley Ward.
And the foul is on Hogue, her first. But I like what the Vikings are doing, Joe. I know they're out height inside, but they're going right at the basket.
And they're drawing a lot of fouls right now.
Ward misses, and the Vikings have missed their last 3 free throws.
Come on, Ashley.
Vasquez out, Raina Smith in.
5 fouls in the game so far for Baker, 4 for the Vikings.
5:40 to go here in the first half. Second free throw by Ward is good. She's 2 out of 4, has a couple of points. 22-21. Let's see if Valley can get back this lead back. Here's Hodge. Larson top of the key. Vikings stay in a man-to-man defense. Hodge works that left side, gives it off to Hansen. Hansen into the corner to Larson. Back to Simpson. Kick it in front of the Viking bench. Hodge will launch a three. It won't go. Fight for the rebound. Good job by Horton to tip it off to Ward. Ward's going to lead the break. Ward 1-on-3. A strip to the ball, but I think Traveling's going to be calling Hansen. She got the ball, but couldn't stop. And just kind of kept backpedaling toward the baseline, and that is a travel.
I think Coach Tim Dixon thought that Ashley Ward was fouled on that drive. And now, wait a minute, what's going on here? Now they give the ball to Baker, but it's supposed to be Viking ball. It was Hansen clearly the girl that traveled.
Yeah.
Now they change it.
Well, I can't blame Kelsey Larson. She went and said, if she's going to give me the ball, I'm going to throw it in.
Our end of the court, you won't have to run. You know.
Yeah, I'll throw it in. But Augusto now gets to throw it in, does to Horton. Horton comes out high for it, goes to Ward, free throw line, drives left side, off the glass, nice Vikings move. Lead.
Nice move.
That's 4 for Ashley Ward, 23-22 Valley. Mata set the other way. Off to Hodge, out front to Simpson. Simpson drives right side, cut off by Ward. Back to Larson. Larson to Simpson. Simpson spins in the lane, double, triple team. Almost threw it away. Mata set with a nice catch in front of the Viking bench. Drives in from the left side, puts it up off the front of the rim, no good, but a blocking foul.
Deidre.
And Deidre hits the floor and will pick up another foul.
I think I've got her at 5 right now. That's not 5 fouls. That's 5 trips to the deck.
And 2 fouls.
Yep.
I know all 5 of those have come in the last 5 minutes and 15 seconds. Free throw by Modisette, no good. Modisette almost shoots a little jump shot from the line. Missed that one.
She leads this team in scoring with 13. Only 1 basket in the game so far.
Bouchel will come back in. Lindsey Denny's going to check in. And Enlow back in.
A new stat, trips to the deck.
Yeah, she leads the conference in that. Here's Modisette, gets the second one. She has 3 points now, 1 out of 2. And we're tied at 23 with 4:43 to go here in the first half. Augusto lobs it underneath to Horton. She's pushed and fouled by Hogue, and that's the second on Hogue, and that's team foul number 5, I believe it is.
So that should pay out. Kiana should be on the line for 2 shots so we can break this tie. If Kiana can knock down either one, let's take a 2-point lead. Kiana, get them both.
Kiana is 0 for 2 from the line, has 4 points. Normally a good free throw shooter. This one is good. She'll have another one, 24-23. Next one on the way, good. So Horton gets them both 6 points. Valley up by 2. That's their largest lead. Ward will come out after giving us some real good minutes. And Anako back in. Vikings lead by 2. 4:35 to go first half. Simpson gives it up to Bouchel. Back to Hodge. Hodge, top of the key. Boy, almost walked with it. Now Hogue had it. Good ball movement. Modisette back out to Simpson. Simpson, right side, spin move, double team. Hodge was open for 3, didn't pull the trigger. 9 on the shot clock. Simpson looking into the corner to Larson. All the way back out to Modisette. 3, 2, don't foul now. Modisette doesn't get the shot off. It goes in, but it won't count. You could hear the buzzer clearly while that ball was still in her hand.
You know, the Vikings right now, Ken, doing a much better job of covering the three-point shooters. They're extending that defense. They're getting out. You know, Baker has, 4 triples in the game, most of them early. So the Vikes doing a good job right now.
Valley up by 2, 25-23. Here comes Enlow underneath the Horton. Kiana saves it on the baseline, spins in on Hogue, and scores off balance shot. She has 8. 27-23, Vikings up by 4. Simpson the other way. Kicks it top of the key to Larson. Now to Hodge. The Vikings really working defensively. They're playing a zone, and they are all over the place right now. They are really working. Modisette loses it. Picked up by Enlow. Enlow with a steal. Hangs onto the ball, and now Modisette knocks her to the floor. And that's a foul on Modisette. And Enlow will head to the free throw line.
Good job that time by Lindsey Denny. Lindsey got her hand in there, knocked that ball away. Savannah Enlow got the recovery. So once again, Nice aggressive defense by the Vikings, and let's see if Savannah, if she can knock a couple down, we could take a 6-point lead with 3.5 to go in the half.
Enlow, 5'6" junior. Where's number 5? And her first free throw is good.
Atta girl.
So she has 3 points. She's out of Georgetown, Indiana, 5'6" junior.
I've got the Vikes 7 of 11 from the line, make it 8 out of 12.
8 out of 12. Good job as she knocks them both down. She has 4. That lead grows to 6. 29-23. The Vikings are on a 7-1 run. Ooh, almost a steal by Onaka. Got her hands on it, but now Larson. Off to Simpson. She'll try a 3, and it goes. That's her 3rd triple. She has 9, and it's 29-26. That stops that 7-1 run. Reyna drives left side. Cut off. Dribble, keeps the dribble alive. Now tries to get to Enlow. Bad pass. Knocked away by Hodge. Picked up, however, by the Vikings. They get it underneath to Horton, who lays it in. There was a mad scramble for the ball, and when it was picked up by Enlow, it was one-on-one inside the lane. She got it to Horton, laid it in.
Kiana having a good game. She's in double figures with 10 now.
Hogue, high post. She'll take Kiana down, try to take her down the right side of the lane, and I think Kiana's going to pick up the foul. Just her first, though. Hogue will be at the line to shoot 2. Kiana's had several double-doubles this year, of course, and she's already there at points.
Well, I think Baker's already played about 11 different girls in this game.
Free throw good by Hogue. Checking Kiana's numbers, she has 10 points, and let's see how many rebounds she has. She has 4 rebounds. Oh, the free throws were by Cook, Mackenzie Cook. Yeah, she knocks them both down. So it's 31-28. Enlow misses the shot. Cook with a rebound, and she gives it off to Erica Simpson. Simpson to Larson. Larson, free throw line, cut off by Reyna Smith, and that was a foul. Yeah, almost thought that she was going to get away with that, but there was a lot of contact, and Reyna picked up the foul her first, and that will put, I believe, Larson back to the free throw line.
This will be a 2-shot foul. Both teams over the 5-foul limit, so 2:24 left in the half. 3-point lead, Vikings on top.
Free throw is good by Larson. She's 3 for 3 from the line. She has 6 points. So the Vikings were up 29-22. Now it's 31-29 as Baker on a little bit of a run, and both free throws go good for Larson. 2:24 to go in the half, 31-30. Valley with the lead. Enlow working the point. Now she'll hand it off to Reyna Smith. 2:14 on the game clock, 19 on the shot clock. Reyna drives inside the lane, nowhere to go. Fires a pass across to Onaka. Underneath. Horton drives to the basket, put it up, and fouled again. I would just keep doing it every possession.
Yeah, Kiana a little bit slow to get up. I think Mackenzie Cook whacked her in the midsection or the shoulder, maybe on the drive. Kiana kind of rubbing that left shoulder, now trying to loosen it up. Looks like a pitcher trying to get warmed up before a game.
Well, she'll shoot a couple more free throws. She's 2 out of 4 from the line. Again, has 10 points to go with her 4 rebounds. And her free throw is good. She averages 11.4 a game and 7.3 rebounds, so she's already at her scoring average, and Valley up by 2, 32-30 with 2:05 to go.
We needed a big game out of her today, and so far she has delivered.
Second free throw, good. So Horton, 13 points, or rather, excuse me, 13 points. 12 points, I'll get it right. 33-30 with 1:59 to go. Into the corner, 3 on the way for the tie, and it's good just like that. Zweifel comes off the bench and ties the game with a triple, another one for the Wildcats.
That's 6 triples for them in the game.
Onaka drives baseline, and as she picked it up inside the lane to try to throw it to Denny, she walked with it. So the Vikes turn it over. Winston is in. Horton is out. Ward comes in. Onaka is out. We're tied at 33 with 1:47 to go in the half. We'll talk about the other games, go over stats at the half for you. 33 all. Larson has the basketball. Gives it back to his wife. She hit the last three. Now kicks it out, and they're working in the corner to Simpson. She'll try another one. It's good.
Wow.
4 triples for Erica Simpson. Posted up right in front of the Viking bench, and all of a sudden it's a 3-point lead for the Wildcats.
You cannot let her shoot from the outside. She's a southpaw and got a very nice touch.
Mentioned she's about a 45% shooter from beyond the arc. Just like that, the Wildcats have the lead, 36-33 with 1:08 to go. There's a lob into Denny. Denny turns, had the ball partially blocked, gets her own rebound, falls to the deck. Gets the ball out to Raina Smith, however, 4 on the shot clock. Enlow, long three, go! Shot clock winding down. Enlow says, I better launch this one, and she hit it. We're tied at 36.
That's vintage Savannah Enlow right there.
She has some range. 46 seconds to go in the half. Then she was calm and just put it up and knocked it down. Now, here comes Simpson, one-on-one, drives baseline, tries to throw a pass into the corner, it hits the rim, picked up by Denny. Vikings can work really for the last shot. There's about a 3-second differential between the shot clock and the game clock here.
Yeah, hopefully going to be at least tied, maybe ahead here at intermission.
So Raina Smith, now a timeout, I think, is going to be taken. Tim Dixon wants to talk about this. So they'll be, again, 16 on the shot clock, 19.6 on the game clock. Vikings take this timeout to talk about. Very entertaining first half, Joe.
Yeah, and very evenly played. These teams, like we said, they match up well with each other, and the lead's been back and forth. Baker grabbed that early lead. The Vikings came back and tied it up, went ahead. Now we've seesawed back and forth the rest of the way. And as we mentioned, if you weren't with us in the first game, it was this kind of a contest until the fourth quarter when Baker outscored the Vikings 28-14. But it was a one-point game at the end of the quarter. Here we are, tie game, 19.6 seconds to go. So these teams pretty evenly matched. Baker 9-4 in conference, Valley 7-6 coming into today's game. Well, the Vikings, like we said earlier, if they want to move up in the conference standings, this would be a big game to do that. And Baker does not want to lose a game. They're 3 games behind league leader Central Methodist right now.
All right, inbounding the ball be Raina Smith. Holds it, got to get it in, gets it to Winston, who comes out to help her out. Now she'll head back, set a screen. Down to 14 on the game clock, down to 9 on the shot clock. Raina's going to take it. Right side to the basket, puts it up with the left hand, banked it in, and that was the play out of the timeout. Give it to the senior, 38-36. The other way, Simpson free throw line, kicks it off to Larson. They don't get a shot off. 38-36, Valley with a lead. Tim Dixon drew up a play for the senior, and she went right side, banked it in. Vikings up by 2. Entertaining first half.
You know, interesting stat. Raina Smith with 7 points. Raina had 3 baskets, one 3-point basket, and two 2-point field goals. I think all 3 of her shots were banked off the backboard that half.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, she was 3 out of 9 shooting, but the big one there as the Vikings have the lead, 38-36. We'll be back and take a look at the statistics of this first half in just a moment.
School is breaking ground today, opening its doors to new female applicants.
Today, little girls all over the world look to the sky, where the first woman is now in space.
Military stereotypes are challenged today with the trailblazing promotion of a U.S. female officer to 4-star general. It was just announced that the vast majority of last year's doctorate degrees were earned by women.
We've come so far, but our news is changing for the worse. More women die from heart disease and stroke than men, even though it can be prevented. Make a change at GoRedForWomen.org today. Brought to you by the Ad Council and the American Heart Association's Go Red for Women.
Ranger Station, Ranger speaking.
Yeah, hi. I'd like to report a bear sighting?
Location.
In the forest, near the side of the road.
No need for alarm, sir. The forest is where bears live.
But this was no ordinary bear.
No ordinary bear?
Yeah, 1 second, I'm having a smoke taken in the view. Next thing I know, I am face-to-face with Smokey Bear.
Let me guess, Smokey had a tip for you.
He did. He must have seen me toss my cigarette on the ground. He told me never to do that because it only takes one spark to start a wildfire.
He's a smart bear. Did you know that 9 out of 10 wildfires are caused by humans? That means 9 out of 10 wildfires can be prevented.
That's what Smokey said. I had no idea.
That's why Smokey's famous, and you're not.
Good point.
If you see someone in danger of starting a wildfire, step in and make a difference, because 9 out of 10 wildfires are caused by humans. Brought to you by Smokey Bear, the U.S. Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council. Learn more at SmokeyBear.com. Only you can prevent wildfires.
Well, we're back. The Vikings have a 2-point lead, 38-36 at the half. Joe, how about some scoring in that first half?
Well, this is all unofficial, but for the Vikings, I've got Kiana Wharton leading the way. Kiana with 12 points in the first half. Then I have 7 each for Raina Smith, also Savannah Inlow. Each of those ladies drained 1 3-point shot. We mentioned Raina, I think, hit 3 baskets, all 3 off the glass in the first half. Again, she had 7 points. 4 points in the first half for Deidre McCoy, and then 3 points for Ashley Ward to round out the scoring for the Vikings. It looks like for Baker, the leading scorer, Erica Simpson, she drained 4. She was what, 4 out of what, Ken, from beyond the arc?
Let's see, from beyond the arc, she was 4 out of 5 from beyond the arc.
4 out of 5,
wow.
So she led the way with 12 points. And then it looks like right after that, it looks like with 7 points, Kelsey Larson. Kelsey was 4 out of 4 from the free throw line. 3 points each for Jamie Hodge, Caitlin Mondesette, and Jessica Zweifel. They wound up with 3 points in the first half. And then 2 free throws near the end of the half by Mackenzie Cook. She had 2. And then Macy Wallace, the big girl, also with 2.
All right, the shooting percentages. Valley shot 48%, 13 out of 27. Not bad for Baker, 48% as well. They were 11 out of 23. The difference, though, from beyond the arc, they were 7 out of 14 for 50%. The Vikings 2 out of 4, both 50%. But, boy, they're 7 out of 14 field goals for Baker. Vikings had an advantage at the free throw line, 10 out of 14, 71%. And 87%, 7 out of 8 for Baker. Both teams shooting well. Vikings have a rebounding lead of 17 to 10. Valley has 7 offensive rebounds. That's good. Assists, 10 to 6 in favor of Baker. Turnovers, 11 Baker, 9 Valley. 2 block shots by Missouri Valley, and Wallish has 1. So as you might expect, very even game. The Vikings, the bench scoring about equal. Vikings winning the war in the paint, though, Joe, 16 to 6, and I think that's going to be important in the second half.
That's big. And how about Kiana Wharton? We mentioned a minute ago, she's the leading scorer for the Vikings with 12 points. Also, 4 rebounds, 3 of those offensive rebounds for Kiana. So, as you said, the Vikings had 7 offensive rebounds altogether. So, yeah, I really think the Vikings, from what I've seen so far, and Baker, with Macy Wallace, the conference leading shot blocker, Hogues, good size, Cook. But I really think the Vikings have the advantage on the inside. We're really playing aggressively, taking the ball to the basket. Just need to extend and pick up the Baker three-point shooters, and I think we're going to be okay.
All right, we'll be back, and we'll talk about the rest of the games going on today and the standings, because from about 7th place on up, it's getting pretty tight, especially in the middle of the conference race where the Vikings find themselves. So we'll talk about that in just a moment.
Dave, what are you doing?
Just sending a gift to Dave 2037.
Who?
Me in the future. I save a little money from every paycheck as a gift to Dave 2037, so he can spend it on things like anti-gravity boots or a hologram Doberman, something cool like that. I think Dave 2037 deserves it. He worked hard. What are you getting Steve 2037?
I guess I was thinking Steve 2037 would just fend for himself.
Well, all right, but don't expect to be borrowing my anti-gravity boots.
You want to have money in your future? You got to start saving now. Putting some money from every paycheck into a savings account or contributing to your 401k can make a big difference later. Put away a few bucks, feel like $1 million. For free ideas and easy ways to save, go to feedthepig.org. That's feedthepig.org.
Hey, let's just hope Steve 2037 doesn't get his hands on a cold time machine, because he is going to come back here and knock some sense into you.
This message brought to you by the American Institute of Certified Public Accountants and the Ad Council.
Welcome back to the Dog Show. Up next, we have Satchmo. Satchmo is a member of the Shelter Pet Group.
That's right, a group known especially for their couch-snuggling, ball-chasing, face-licking, tail-wagging, backyard hanging, and, of course, companionship.
And what breed would you say Satchmo is?
I'd have to go with maybe a lavish terrier hound chihuahua-looking kind of mix.
Tremendous dog.
I'd also like to point out Satchmo's coloring, a white, gray, brown, black brindle, simply marvelous.
You know, it's such a treat to watch a dog like this.
Now, let's see him in action.
Look how he makes eye contact with his person.
That's actually known as the treat stare.
How intuitive. And now he appears to be excitedly turning in circles.
Ah, the happy dance, so common with this group.
And finally, the loving face lick.
It's great how he just gets in there and, well, licks.
Fantastic. But really, the best way to know an amazing shelter pet like Satchmo is to meet one.
Visit theshelterpetproject.org today. Adopt.
Brought to you by Maddie's Fund, the Humane Society of the United States, and the Ad Council.
Well, we didn't have time earlier to talk about the standings and the schedule today. First of all, if you missed them, Wednesday night, here are the scores. Mid-America over Culver, 71-54. Benedictine beat Peru, 82-58. CMU over Evangel, 66-51. Valley beat William Penn, 62-51. Grandview over Graceland, 79-62. The only home team to win on the women's side Wednesday night was Baker. They beat Avila 65-39. I understand that was like, I think Avila had a 2-point lead at the halftime of that game.
Did he really? Wow.
And then Baker just rolled in the second half. Well, here's the schedule today. Culver is at Grandview. William Penn at Peru. Benedictine at Mid-America. And, of course, that's always a battle toward the top. Graceland is at Evangel. Baker at Valley. And then Avila is at CMU. So, tell you what, Mid-America Nazarene, that's a big game. It's at home for them. But they don't want to lose that, and all of a sudden Central would have a 2-game lead, because I'm sure Central probably, in all likelihood, will handle Avila in Fayette this afternoon.
Well, you know, we were talking, Central Methodist has a 1-game lead. They've only lost one conference game on the girls' side, but I was talking to Coach Lister of Baker before this game. He said they've got to play Benedictine, Mid-America, and Baker, all three, and they got to play Valley here. They've got a bunch of tough games on the road here in the second half of the season.
All on the road, that's right. Central Methodist is 12-1. They lead the league. Mid-America Nazarene 11-2. Benedictine 10-3. Culver, Stockton, and Baker both 9-4. Let's see, Culver's at Grandview today, and then of course Baker here. Then the Vikings are 2 games behind that, 7-6, all alone in 6th place after that win at William Penn. Grandview and William Penn are both 6-7, a game behind Valley. Then Evangel 4-9, and then Peru and Avila 2-11, and Graceland 0-13. So it's not clinched, but the Vikings are going to be in the they're going to be in the playoffs, because they already have a win over Avila. Lost that game to Peru, and boy, that's the one in the seeding. When the postseason tournament comes and the Valley misses out on a home game for whatever reason by 1, or gets in a position they really want to be in, that's the game they're going to go back and look at.
Well, and this is a very tough stretch right now for this Valley women's team. We've got Baker here this afternoon. We go to Benedictine on Wednesday night. I think they're undefeated at home this year. And then Central Methodist, the league leader, comes here next Saturday. So this is if the Vikes want to be one of those top team contenders, they really got to play well here this week.
Yeah, Benedictine is 11-0 at home. The Vikings, by the way, are 7-3 at home, just 2-5 on the road, but doing a pretty good job at home. Central Methodist 10-1 at home and 6-1 on the road. They've won 6 games in a row, but this would be a big one for the Vikings. By the way, we haven't talked about this much, but this Valley women's team on a little bit of a roll. They have a 3-game winning streak going. This would be their 4th win in a row if they can knock it off. And I think they played as well they did in the first half, Joe. They've got a real good chance to win this ball.
And I really thought Wednesday night, going up to William Penn, that team, William Penn, had been playing pretty well, and I thought that could be a really tough one to win. But, boy, the Vikings, with the game on the line, I mean, it was anybody's game for 3 quarters, but with the game on the line down the stretch, the Vikings really, they got some stops. They made some big shots. They really played a great 4th quarter, and I was very impressed with that win.
All right, we're going to take a break. And when we come back, we will get you set for the second half. Juliana Doyle from Rio de Janeiro is directing the video of the day. Came all the way from Rio just to direct today's game for us. But she'll be with us for the next 2.5 years. We're happy to have her.
She had a one-way ticket, huh?
Yeah. We're not sending her back. And Joe will call the second half. It should be a lot of fun. We'll be back in a couple of minutes.
The following message is brought to you by Goodwill and the Ad Council.
The inherent right to work is one of the elemental privileges of a free people. Endowed, as our nation is, with abundant physical resources, and inspired as it should be with the high purpose to make those resources and opportunities available for the enjoyment of all, we approach this problem of reemployment with the real hope of finding a better answer than we have now.
Your stuff can be more powerful than you think. Your stuff can be a resource for change. Donate to Goodwill, where your donations help fund job placement and training for people in your community. Goodwill. Donate stuff, create jobs. Find your nearest donation center at goodwill.org.
Hey, Dr. Phil here. I help people solve difficult and trying personal problems every day on my TV show, but there's one problem that just got me stumped: childhood hunger. Nearly 16 million children in America struggle with it. That's 1 in 5 kids who may not know where their next meal is coming from, despite the fact that there's more than enough healthy, nutritious food out there to feed them all. Now, I don't know about you, but that is unacceptable to me. Luckily, the Feeding America network of good people is out there collecting surplus food and giving hope to hungry children and their families at local food banks all across the country. But let's face it, they can't do it without your help. Join me in supporting Feeding America and your local food bank at feedingamerica.org.
Brought to you by Feeding America and the Ad Council. Together, we can solve hunger. Together, we're feeding America.
A pretty clean game. What I mean by that, Joe, not a lot of fouls. Both teams went to the line, did a good job there, but wasn't one of those games that every possession was stopped by a foul. Both teams playing hard, both teams shooting the ball well from the field and from the line. So these kind of games you like to just kind of be a part of and enjoy, and the Vikings have the lead 38-36.
Yeah, very good first half by the Vikings. They did fall behind early, but we need to extend that defense. They did a good job of that. Baker, I only have them for, let's see, 4 two-point field goals in the first half, and most of those are, I think, right down inside. So Vikings really, if they can stop that three-point shot, I think we're in good shape.
Yeah, that's certainly going to be the key if we can stop that shot from the inside.
And again, I think another key, I don't want to sound like a broken record, we've got to get Andressa Augusto going. Andressa did not score in the first half, and she's averaging double figures, so need to get her into the offense. Really, she's not been shooting the ball that well, been getting some good looks. We need to have her drop down a couple of shots, and that could make a big difference.
All right, we're about ready to go with the second half. It looks like the Vikings will go with the same lineup, and it appears to me the same will hold true for Baker, and Joe has the second half.
All right, it'll be Viking ball to start the second half. The Vikings with a very narrow 2-point lead. They got that basket by Raina Smith with less than 10 seconds left to play to take that 2-point lead, and they get the ball first. Raina down the middle, banks another one, missed this one. Rebound Simpson. Raina's had it going with the bank shot here tonight, but that one a little bit too strong off the glass.
Yes, she's 3 out of 4 from bank shots.
Yep, 3 out of 4 in banks.
All right.
Now Larson puts it on the deck with a right-hand dribble. Hands to Hodge right in front of the Baker bench. Now they get it out to Bichelle. Bichelle in the corner to Simpson. The left-hander goes baseline, dishes it inside to Wallish, and Kiana Wharton goes to the deck. Was looking for the charge, but I believe they're going to call a blocking foul on Kiana. And I've got her, that's her second.
That second foul, first foul of the half.
I thought maybe got her before the shot, but it looks like they're going to say that was a 2-shot shooting foul, so that will put Erica Simpson, who drained 4 triples in the first half, put her on the line for the first time and misses the first free throw. She was in too close that time.
I didn't think she was shooting. I thought she was trying to pass the ball
I
off
thought
the
so
wall.
too. That's exactly what I said,
Wow.
but they give her the 2 shots. She misses the first one, missed them both. So
Well, we'll
I
do
guess
that.
maybe justice was served there. And now the Vikings scrambling for the,
I think Deidre
the ball,
knocked it off
losing
her
out of
knee.
bounds. Yep. It's a tough break for the Vikings. Baker will keep the ball down by a deuce, just underway here in the second half. Simpson inbounds out to Larson, down low to Bichelle, flips it up with the right hand and got it. And that's the second bucket of the game for Sydney Bichelle. She ties the game up at 38. Reyna, lob to Kiana. Kiana spins on Wallish, up and basket. Oh, they call traveling. Wow. Thought that maybe a chance for a bucket and one. Thought maybe that was the third foul on Macy Wallish, but instead they call a traveling violation on Kiana.
All right.
Tough break.
I thought that was a good move.
Tough break. Baker with the ball. They get it high post. Wallace. She lobs down low to Bichelle. Bichelle goes over Augusto and puts it in. So Sydney Bichelle scored the last 4 points for Baker. And with doing that, she gives the Wildcats a 2-point lead. We played just over a minute here in the second half. Or third quarter, I guess, to be exact. Now a bad pass as Ashley Ward throws it by Deidre McCoy. And they're going to call over and back. Good deal they did because Jamie Hodge got the steal, but Deidre touched it in the back court. So that's an over and back violation against the Vikings.
Got a turnover there, and the Vikes not off to the start they wanted here in the third quarter.
No.
Going to have to go back, work defensively. They played some great defense, I thought, in the second quarter.
Tim Dixon yelling, let's go, let's go. Wants to get the girls pumped up on D. They played good D the first half. Now a foul on the baseline down low. I think that's going to be on Reyna Smith. As Reyna, I think, grabbed hold of Larson down there. So Reyna, the senior out of St. Louis, picks up her second foul. That's the second team foul on the Vikes here in the third quarter. Ooh, almost a bad pass by Baker. Good play by Bichelle to save it. Left wing to Simpson. Head of the key, Larson. Larson guarded by Ward. Gets it out to Jamie Hodge. Hodge down the middle with the left hand. Tried to scoop it with the left hand and left it short. Nice rebound by Kiana for the Vikings. Here comes Reyna across the timeline. Vikes can tie it up with a bucket here. Deidre spins shot inside off the glass. Thought there was a little contact there, no call. McCoy missed the shot. Here come the Cats. Wallish runs the floor. Her layup strong, but Hodge gets the offensive rebound. Three by Larson is good. Wow. And that's the seventh, I believe, the seventh triple of the game by the Baker Wildcats. That's the second for Kelsey Larson. That time Wallish, the big girl, was running the floor. She was a little out of control, missed the shot. Hodge got the rebound, found Larson out beyond the arc, and Larson drained the triple. And Baker out to a 5-point lead. And boy, they're on a pretty good run here to start this second half.
7-0 run to start the second half. The first 4 points by Bichelle, and now that three that three knocked down there by Larson. So Vikings need to pick up the pace here a little bit, both offensively and defensively. Joe, I thought in the second quarter did a much better job. Even though they were 7 out of 14 from beyond the arc, they did a much better job of guarding that three after early in the game. Yeah. They've got to get back to that.
Well, and Simpson's the one you have to watch, but they've got several girls that can drain it from beyond the arc, Larson being one of them. So Vikes really need a bucket here. We're under 8 minutes to play in the third quarter. Vikes have yet to score in this second half. Reyna yo-yos outside beyond the arc, guarded by Simpson. Lobs into Wharton. Kiana goes at Wallish, up off the glass. Oh, and pinballs out. Thought she had that one. That ball rolled around the rim and then unkindly trickled out. Baker the other way, into Wallish on the block. Up left it short. Good D by Kiana, but an offensive rebound by Larson. Out to Simpson. Her three no good. Wharton rips down the rebound for the Vikings.
Good job by the Wildcats. Get that offensive rebound, but missed the shot.
Augusto, got to get her going on the offensive end here in the second half. Reyna lobs into Kiana. Kiana goes right at Wallish again. This one comes up short. I think Kiana felt like there's a lot of contact there. No call.
That's what Tim's saying, too.
Yeah, it looked to me like, that ball, she left that ball. That was a 5-foot shot. She left it 3 feet short. She doesn't do that very often.
And a timeout. I don't know if Tim wants another timeout, but it's 43-38, 7:02 to go. As I think the Vikings are going to take another timeout.
I think Tim wanted to take a timeout to wish the official Happy New Year.
Yeah. And he said, you want to wish it for a minute or 30 seconds? And I think they go with a 30-second timeout. So the Vikings, they were 30-second timeout, which in the 30-second timeout, you can't go to the bench. You have to stand on the floor. So
Both teams talking a little bit, but the Vikes have to get a goal, and they're down by 7. 7:02 to go.
Yeah, Vikes played a great first half. They led it at the half, 38-36, but it's been all Baker so far in the second half. The Cats on a 7-0 run. Again, the Vikings leading scorer, Kiana Wharton, with 12 points in the first half. Raina Smith, Savannah Enlow, both with 7. But we need a bucket. Need a stop first, then need a bucket. Simpson, head of the key to Bichelle. Now Augusto cuts her off. Good D by the Vikes that time. Larson tries to lob into Wallace, and Kiana Wharton steps right into the lane. Good anticipation that time by the senior Kiana Wharton. Augusto to Raina. Raina's deep three off the left side. Hits the front of the rim and misses, but an offensive rebound by McCoy. Mad scramble inside. Bodies on the floor, and Baker gets away. Comes away with it. Ooh, a good opportunity for the Vikings that time. Raina got a good look, but left the three a little bit short. Larson. Ooh, and that's going to be a traveling foul. Larson, good defense that time by Augusto. As a little bit of contact, no call. She bumped into Larson, then Larson took an extra step, so that'll be a traveling violation against the Cats. 6:15 left to play in the third, 43-38. The Baker Wildcats on the road have the lead.
Now let's get this off and pick up the defense.
Now a bad pass by the Vikings, but Larson knocks it out of bounds, but Vikings will retain possession right in front of us. It's Raina Smith, Deidre McCoy, Ashley Ward, Kiana Wharton, and Andressa Augusto, the 5 Vikes on the floor right now. Raina gets it to Augusto, Andressa to Ward. Ashley down the middle of the lane, flips up with the left hand, and she's fouled. And how many times, Ken, has Ashley Ward taken that ball right to the rack and drawn contact?
Now, we talk about how good McCoy is at doing that. I tell you, Ashley Ward not far behind. She's strong. When she goes to the basket, she can use the right or left hand to get that ball off the glass.
Sydney Buchel picks up the foul. That puts Ashley Ward on the line for 2. Hits the first one. Ashley, again, is a junior out of Springdale, Arkansas. I've got her at 3 out of 5 from the line in the game. And that gives her 5 points, make it 6 as Ashley buries both free throws. So she's hit her last 3, trims the Baker lead down to 3. Head of the key, Simpson, a deep 3 from the head of the key. This one rolls out, but Baker gets another offensive rebound. Now a travel by Larson. Kim, we're going to have to keep Baker off the offensive glass. They're doing a good job on the boards right now.
That time the big gal Wallish had the rebound, but I'll tell you, Hodges has been in there to knock the ball around, and you're right, have to keep them out of that lane, but the travel call, Vikes get it back.
2 straight traveling calls against the Wildcats, so 5:33 left to play in the third. Vikings within 3. Ashley Ward hit a couple free throws just a minute ago. Gets it head of the key to McCoy. Deidre guarded by Larson, spins on Larson, throws up a runner in the lane and draws the foul. So nice spin move that time by Deidre McCoy. Kelsey Larson whacks her on the arm, and that's going to put Dee Dee on the line for 2 as she could bring the Vikings within 1.
Vikings outscored 7-0 to start the quarter. They have had the last basket, and let's see if Dee Dee can get her 5th and 6th points of the night.
McCoy again out of Hot Springs, Arkansas. And Deidre is a sophomore, and she drains her first free throw, so she's a perfect 3 out of 3 from the stripe tonight. Give her 5 points in the game. She will have 1 more as Savannah Enlow comes in. Ashley Ward will take a seat for the Vikings. McCoy to try to make this a 1-point game with 5:18 in the quarter. Second shot, good. So we've got a 1-point game. Neither team able to pull away in this one. It's seesawed back and forth all afternoon. Outside Simpson, head of the key to Buchel. Now Hodge, there's a 3rd straight traveling violation against the Wildcats. As that time Jamie Hodge trying to go with the left hand, shuffled both feet on the takeoff. So Baker gives it back to the Vikings. Just over 5 minutes left in the quarter. Vikings can regain the lead here with a basket. Now, bad pass as Savannah Enlow tried to hit Andressa Augusto, cutting out from the wing position. Andressa stretched out with the left hand, but just could not corral the pass, so it goes back to the Cats.
Well, keep playing this good defense.
Baker really frustrated. They came out really a good start to start the quarter, but they've turned it over the last 3 possession on traveling violations. There's another one right there is Macy Wallace. And that was a no-doubter right there.
You know, she's kind of, you see those cartoon characters when they spin their feet?
Yeah.
That's kind of what she was doing before she took off. She was standing there running in motion.
She did not take an extra step. She took 4 extra steps that time.
Yeah, that was a no-doubter. If you've never seen a basketball game, you said that's traveling,
That's
right?
it. I don't have to have a license to call that one. All right, 4:34 left to play. Vikings can take the lead again with a basket. Reyna into the paint. A runner inside. Rolls off the rim. No good. Wallace with the rebound. Here comes Larson. Larson goes around Augusto into the rack, and she's going to be fouled on the drive. That'll probably be a 2-shot foul as Kelsey Larson took it right down Main Street, and I think they call that on Andressa, I believe. Andressa picks up her first foul. And that'll put Larson, who's 4 out of 4 from the line, back at the stripe one more time.
10 points. She has a couple of those 3-point field goals.
Missed it. Missed the first one. So Baker, after jumping out to that 7-0 lead to start the quarter, has gone ice cold thanks to some missed shots and 4 traveling violations here the last several times down the court. Now Larson will try to break that drought with a second free throw. Second one in the air. Got that one. So Larson connects. She's got 11. Wildcats back up by 2. Savannah Enlow takes it to the right wing. Taylor Chase on her. There's a jumper by McCoy for the tie. This one short. And Larson grabs the rebound. Quickly across the timeline. Outside to Chase. Chase right wing to Simpson. Skip pass all the way over in the corner to Larson. Chase head of the key to Hodge. Vikes in that man-to-man defense. Hodge comes around a screen with a left-hand dribble. Gets it back to Wallace. Her jumper banks. And then Wallace just inside the free throw line. I don't think she yelled bank, but she banked it. That's only 4 points for her, but that puts the Wildcats up by 4. We need a basket right now, Ken. Alicia Winston, go ahead.
Yeah, that shooting percentage is going down here in the 3rd quarter.
Alicia Winston into the lineup for the Vikings. Reyna Smith outside. Reyna lobs into Alicia. Alicia spins on Wallace. Nice move that time as Alicia came to the middle, spun right back to the left side, banked it in off the glass. She's got 6. We've got a 2-point game.
And used the left hand to stay away from Wallace. That was a heck of a play.
Baker with the ball. 2:58 left to play in the 3rd quarter. Good D by Savannah Enlow. She cuts off Jamie Hodge. There's a 3 by Larson. Good. Kelsey Larson drains her 3rd triple of the game. She's the leading scorer now for Baker. I've got her with 14 points.
They continue that hot shooting from outside.
Vikes need one here. Reyna into the lane. Reyna fall away in the lane. Left it off the right side. Rebound Wallace.
She turned, and there was Wallace. She had to alter that shot, and she missed it. There's a travel.
Ooh, almost a travel. Now they call double dribble. Yeah, Jamie Hodge got that ball caught up on her hip and turned. That's the 5th turnover at least this quarter on the Wildcats as Alexis Boyd Lockett out of St. Paul, Minnesota checks into the Missouri Valley lineup.
I think that's the 17th turnover in the game by Baker. And a lot of those here in the 3rd quarter.
49-44, the Wildcats lead nearing the 2-minute mark in the quarter. Lockett drives down the lane, flips up a scoop shot. Almost put that looked like a Dr. J shot right there, didn't it? Almost hit it, but didn't. Here comes Simpson. The left-hander gives outside to Chase. To Zweifel, who's checked into the lineup. Zweifel back to Wallace. Skip pass across to Chase. Chase down the baseline. Good ball movement by the Cats. A 3 by Zweifel short. And Boyd Lockett runs it down in the corner for Missouri Valley. Under 2 minutes in the quarter. Reyna Smith guarded by Simpson. The senior directs traffic out beyond the arc. Coach Dixon trying to get a little more movement in the Viking offense right now. Enlow right in front of us, down to 6 on the shot clock. Has it bounce off her foot. Reyna gets it back, throws up a 3, no good. Nice rebound by Deidre McCoy, goes to the deck. And I think Deidre fouled on that rebound. Good job slipping inside of two Baker Cats that time to get that offensive rebound by Deidre.
Taylor Chase, I think, is going to pick up the foul, her first.
It'll be a non-shooting foul. Both teams have 3 fouls in this third quarter. Remember, in ladies basketball, you have to have 5, no 1-and-1s anymore, 5 fouls in any one quarter, and you shoot two free throws. In low, looking inside. Now nobody to throw to. The ball taken away that time by Hanson. Hanson passes it over to Larson. Bad pass by the Vikings. That's what they did not need right there, a turnover. Larson guarded by Enlow, head of the key. Oh, Savannah knocks it away. Good job by Savannah. Body's on the floor. And now, what are they going to call a foul? They call a foul on Enlow, I think.
Yes.
Savannah, boy, a nice job by Savannah. She knocked that ball away, but then the official says when she dove on the floor, she dove on top of Zweifel, I think it was. Baker ball, under a minute to play in the quarter. Now a foul, now Deidre McCoy slaps Zweifel on the arm. I think that's the 5th foul on the Vikings this quarter, so that will put Jessica Zweifel on the line. She's a freshman out of Highlands Ranch, Colorado.
McCoy, 30 fouls now on her.
Deidre has a big smile on her face right now.
And I think that was a smile that said, thank you for calling that foul. That was a little, maybe a sarcastic type smile,
Yeah,
maybe?
I think so. Zweifel's free throw, pinball's out, no good.
Here comes Augusto.
We'll have one more.
Back into the contest. Ashley Ward will check in, and Kiana will come back in. Winston out. She's had a nice game.
Yeah, she has. Alicia's done a good job off the bench. 49-44. 50.2 seconds left to play in the third quarter. Second shot by Zweifel. This one good, so Zweifel gets 1 out of 2. She has 4 points in the game. The Baker lead up to 6.
Bushell and Hogue come in for the Wildcats.
For the Vikings, it's Boyd, Lockett, Augusto, Ward, Wharton, and Savannah Enlow, the 5 on the floor right now. Now Andressa beats the press. 43 seconds left in the quarter. Andressa comes around a screen, throws up a runner in the lane. This one pinballs off, no good, but Andressa gets the offensive rebound. Drives the baseline with the left hand. Hands, nice pass to Wharton inside, and there was Andressa Augusto. Took it down the left baseline. No-look pass into the big girl, Kiana Wharton. And Kiana is fouled by Shelby Larson. That'll be the 3rd on Larson. That puts Kiana on the line for 2 with 29.5 seconds left in the quarter.
Augusto had been struggling with her shot, and boy, that starts to get in your mind a little bit. Those are shots she normally hits.
Kiana's first free throw rolls around about 8 times and then goes in. So Kiana's hit her last 5 free throws.
Is that her first point of the second half?
Yep, it is. She's got her 13 in the game.
Yeah.
She'll have one more here. The Vikings have not hit a field goal. They had one field goal in this third quarter, that by Alicia Winston. Everything else has been from the free throw line. Wharton knocks down both free throws, trims the lead to 4. The shot clock is turned off, so the Wildcats quite possibly could work for the final shot of the period. Savannah Enlow right in the face of Jessica Zweifel. In the corner to Bichelle. Back out, a deep 3 by Hanson. Good. Sydney Hanson, that's her first basket of the game. She buries a triple. Augusto at the buzzer, off the right side, no good. So thanks to a long 3 by Sydney Hanson, just ahead of the buzzer, Baker with a 7-point lead, 53-46 at the end of 3.
Yeah, and there's that quarter. You're looking at 17-8. The Wildcats have outscored the Vikings there in that third quarter. It was 38-36 Valley at the break, and Valley was just 8 points in the second quarter, and again 17 points for Baker.
That's 10 3. I've got 10 3-point baskets for Baker. Is that right?
Yes, they're 10 out of 20. Still shooting 50%. You shoot 50% from beyond the arc, and you shoot it 20 times, you're going to be in pretty good shape.
Yeah, and they're taking good. They're getting good looks on those shots.
And the Vikings have fallen to 2 out of 7 now from beyond the arc, only 29%. Vikings shot 48% at the half, Joe. That is now down to 35%
Well, the
Valley
Vikings
is
only
14 out of
one
40.
field goal in that third quarter. That basket by Alicia Winston. They did a good job. They were 6 out of 6 from the free throw line, but only one field goal.
Yeah, the two stats you look at, the Vikings 16 out of 20 from the line, 80%. They're keeping them in there. They have 7 more free throws, but the big glaring one is three-point line. The Vikings have taken 40 shots, the Wildcats 35, but 10 out of 20.
Yeah.
10 out of 20 from beyond the arc.
And let's see, how many different girls? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5 or 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 different girls have drained three-point shots, and 2 girls have drained 3 or more. All right, Baker ball to start the quarter. Vikes need some stops on the defensive end. Simpson in the corner to Bichelle, guarded by Deidre McCoy. Deidre playing with 3 fouls right now. Hodge, left-hander, comes head of the key, gets it in the corner. Deep 3 by Larson. This one comes up a little bit short, but another offensive rebound as Sydney Bichelle pulls it down, and Ben Lister, seeing his forward doubled on the baseline, calls a quick timeout.
And there's another stat that's changed. In the first half, the Vikings had a what was the first half rebounding total?
The Vikings had a bunch of offensive rebounds.
Yeah.
The Vikings had, let's see, they had 7 offensive rebounds. Baker only 2 in the first half.
And now the rebounding is 23-22 Valley, 23 all, and 7 offensive rebounds now for Baker. So they've done a better job on the boards too.
They've gotten a lot of second and third chances in this second half. So Baker took the timeout. It'll be their ball into the basket, just underway here in the fourth quarter, 53-46. The Baker Wildcats trying to stay in the hunt. The Vikes trying to move up in the standings here. The Vikes on a 3-game winning streak. They've played well lately. Need a big fourth quarter here. Buchelle guarded by McCoy. Over to Simpson. Her left-handed 3. This one rolls around the rim and comes out. And Kiana Wharton, good hustle by Kiana, gets the ball to Augusto. Now Andressa falls down, loses it. Wallace, blocked by Kiana, and they call a foul.
But she got the block and then a lot of body.
Yeah.
But, boy, I tell you what, that was a good aggressive play by Kiana Horton. And I tell you, Augusto really addressed as good a player she is. Has really been struggling offensively. And that time she kind of lost a handle on the basketball as well. And she knows it. She knows she's going through a little difficult time here.
Kiana Wharton got a lot of ball that time, but I think that was a good call. I think she also got some body as Wallace buries the first free throw. She's got 5 points in the game. She will have one more, averages 9.4 a game, got them both. So with those 2 free throws, Macy Wallace has given the Wildcats, I think that might be their biggest game of the biggest lead of the game. They lead by 9. 9:08 to play in the game. McCoy into Kiana. Deidre thinks about a 3, now instead goes inside and goes to the deck. And she's fouled.
Holding her left foot. The foul is going to be called on Larson, her second.
I think that's her. I've got her at 4.
Oh, Larson? Yeah,
that's her 4th. Yeah, that's her 4th foul. And Deidre McCoy bit the dust one more time.
One more time. Vikes need some offense here in a hurry.
Now in low, right wing to Ward. Ashley hands to Augusto. Into Wharton. Kiana double team. Back out ahead of the key to Ashley. Ward in the middle with the left hand. Ooh, got fouled, no call. And now a nice steal by McCoy. Out to Augusto. 3 is good. That's what we like to see right there.
I think they just gave her 2.
Gave her a 2?
That,
All right, 2-point shot.
No, they gave her 3. They gave her 3.
Nonetheless, it's a basket.
Yeah, she needed that.
That's a good sign. That's Andressa's first point of the game. Makes it a 6-point game. Okay, Larson. Guarded by Augusto. Deep 3 off the right wing, and is that Buchelle buries one. Boy, the threes just keep on coming. As Sydney Buchelle buries, that's her first 3. 9 points for Buchelle in the game. That extends the lead back to 9 again. McCoy into Wharton. Kiana spins on Wallace, leaves the shot short, and Larson gets the rebound for the Cats. Got her inside, Ken, just left a little bit short.
Well, let's see if Andressa can knock down a couple more threes.
Yeah, get her going here. That's a good sign. Be good to see Larson pick up that 5th foul. She's been a thorn in our side. Hodge on the left baseline puts it up. She misses. Scramble for the rebound, and nice job by Kiana Wharton. And she's fouled. I think Larson might have just fouled out of the game.
I think it is Larson.
Yep. Well, that'll be a big loss for Baker. Is Kelsey Larson, I believe, has just picked up her 5th foul, and she has. So Larson goes to the bench with looks like 14 points. That's what I've got her at.
Yep,
14 points in the game.
But she is out of there, and she was 3 out of 5 from beyond the arc. So get one of those three-point shooters out of there. But 58-49, 7:25, plenty of time. But the Vikings are going to have to find some offense. Joe, right now the Vikings just 11 second-half points.
Only one field goal this entire – no, two field goals. Augusto hit the 3, and Winston had the 2-point shot in the third quarter, and that's been it. Rest of it's been from the free throw line.
Well, Vasquez will check in now, I think.
Lindsey Denny's in the lineup. So it's Denny, Enlow, Augusto, Wharton, and Winston on the floor right now. Vasquez at the scoring table, so we'll see what's going to happen
Well,
here.
I think they're talking about that shot by Augusto. Is that right? They talking about that shot by Augusto? Yeah. And they said it was a 3? Okay.
It's still a 9-point game, so nothing's changed on the board anyway. All right, 58-49. Baker leads it. 7:23 left to play in the game. Vikes need some offense right here. Julia Vasquez can give it to him, the senior out of Earth, Texas, in the lineup. Gets it high post to Wharton. Kiana lobs into Alicia. Alicia goes up strong, too strong. Gets the rebound. Kiana gets the offensive rebound and goes back up. And nice job of following the shot that time by Kiana Wharton.
Well, we don't see this very often, but look at that Viking lineup now. You have Lindsey Denny, Kiana Wharton, and Alicia Winston all in there at the same time. The three tallest gals.
Three big girls, right. And it paid off that possession. Wharton's first free throw, good. So Kiana, that's her third point of the second half. I've got her at 15 in the game.
7 out of 9 from the line.
She'll have one more here. Try to pull the Vikes a little bit closer. And she does. Nice job by the senior. And it's a 7-point game, just over 7 minutes left to play here. Need stops on the defensive end. Need that turnover barrage that we saw in the third quarter. Baker turned the ball over about 4 straight times. Now outside it comes to Simpson. She drives in, gets it in the corner to Hodge. Back to Bichelle. 10 on the shot clock. Jump stop inside. That's going to be a travel, I think, on Simpson. Yeah, Simpson took a little bit of a hop, skip, and a jump right there, and she's kind of looking questionably at her coach, but that's a travel.
And Ben not saying much about that one. Well, there's the start. There's your wish. There's the start of this turnover.
Let's have about 3 more. Vikes the other way. Vasquez to Wharton. There's that high-low look again. They don't go inside this time. Now Augusto and Dressa down on the baseline to Alicia. Alicia thinks about a jump shot. Instead tries to get it out to Denny right out around the big Viking in the middle of the court with 6 on the shot clock. Augusto down the middle. And Dressa, baseline jumper. Missed the shot at the back of the rim. Rebound, Wallish.
Looks like she's just a little quick on that shot, Joe. It's just off a little bit.
That shot clock was winding down that time. I think she maybe tried to hurry it a little bit too much. Maybe had to. Outside is Taylor Chase, who's in the lineup for the Wildcats. Chase drives around Winston, puts her shot up short. And Macy Wallace tried to get the offensive rebound, but she's the last to touch it. Knocks it out of bounds as Raina Smith comes back in. It'll be Viking ball. Just under 6 minutes to play in the game. Raina comes in. Lindsey Denny comes out. Raina Smith, Julia Vasquez, Kiana Wharton, Alicia Winston, and Dressa Augusto, the 5 on the floor for the Vikings right now. Into Raina on the low block. Raina gets position, gets double team, and they're going to call a jump ball. I think Macy Wallace got up and got a hand on that shot, so that's going to be a jump, but the Vikings with the alternate possession rule will retain possession. Enlow in, Raina Smith out.
Remember, Wallace, the leading shot blocker in the conference, got another one as Kiana put it up, and she got all ball.
That was a pretty good block that time.
That was a good block.
Enlow, wraparound pass to Wharton. Wharton double team down low, puts it up. They're going to call her for a travel.
Might have a little move. She was double teamed. Tried a quick little move, and they called her for the walk.
So the Vikings turn it over with 5.5 minutes left to play in the game. 58-51. Baker the Vikings actually led 38-36 at half, but the Baker Wildcats a big third period to take a 7-point lead. Now it's still at 7. Zweifel outside, hands to Hodge. Hodge guarded by Augusto. Gets it on the right wing to Bichelle, into Wallace. Wallace strong inside, fouled by Savannah Enlow, so Wallace will be back on the line for 2 shots.
And Enlow picks up her second foul.
Macy Wallace, the big 6'3" girl, plays inside. She hails from Holton, Kansas, a 6'3" senior. She'll have 2 free throws here. First one's good. She's a pretty good free throw shooter for a big girl. She's 3 out of 3 from the stripes, 7 points in the game. She will have 1 more here.
Yeah, she's 70% free throw shooter.
Second shot, good. We jinxed her.
Yep.
Missed the second one, but an offensive rebound by Zweifel. The Vikes did not need that. Zweifel, Jessica Zweifel, sneaks inside, gets an offensive rebound, and sticks it in.
Yeah, you got to block out on those free throws.
A lot of offensive rebounds by Baker in the second half, and now Wallace fouls Kiana Wharton. Is Kiana, once again, the Vikings do a good job getting the ball inside, and Kiana draws the 2-shot foul.
Wallace picks up the foul. That is number 3.
Boy, Baker's really done a good job on the offensive glass in the second half. Kiana's first shot good. So, boy, Kiana really lighting it up from the free throw line. She's hit, I've got her hitting 9 straight free throws in a row.
Missed her first 2. That's right, 9 out of 11.
So she'll have 1 more right here. Gets it, knocks them both down. So what do you got her at 18 points in the game?
Yep.
Kiana, no field goals in the second half, but a perfect 6 out of 6 from the stripe, and she makes it an 8-point game. 4:50 left to play.
Morgan McSmith getting ready to check into the lineup.
Simpson comes around a screen. Good switch by Winston. In the corner, deep 3 off the right side by Buechele. Splash, and Sydney Buechele drains her second shot of the quarter, her second 3-pointer of the quarter. That's 11 for Baker in the game. Now Winston misses a shot. Rebound Cats. Here comes Baker. They've got a double-digit lead right now. Head of the key, Buechele. Buechele right wing. Get it back out, Jamie Hodge. Vikings playing hard on the defensive end. Good ball movement by the Cats. Coach Tim Dixon pleading his team to get right out in their face. You've got to against these 3-point shooters. 7 on the shot clock. Simpson in the corner. Zweifel throws up a runner on the baseline. No good. Nice rebound, Deidre McCoy. Deidre took that one in the crowd. Now she's fouled by Jamie Hodge. So that's going to be team foul number 5, I think, on Baker. So that should put Deidre McCoy on the line for 2 shots, I believe.
Yep, that should be the 5th foul.
64-53, Baker leads it. Just under 4 minutes left in the game, and if that should be the 5th foul, that should put Dede at the stripe, and I think it will.
So Morgan McSmith checks in. Augusto back in. Reyna's ready to come back into the contest as the Vikings go to the line. Let's see if Dede will do. Dede's 4 out of 4 from the line. I don't know what the holdup is. That's 5th foul, though.
I've got Deidre with 6 points in the game. She'll have 2 shots right here. Need to hit these 2. First one's good. Boy, Vikes doing a good job. Doing a good job at the free throw stripe here. And I'm not going to say what they are here in the second half. I don't want to jinx her. Leaves it short. Deidre missed the second one, got the first one. It's a 10-point game. Baker on top.
Vikings are 20 out of 25 from the line. That's pretty good.
That's the first free throw they've missed in the second half. I think they're 11 out of 12 in the second half. Hodge outside. Zweifel to Simpson. Her left-handed 3, good.
Why not?
Erica Simpson buries 1 more. That's her 5th triple of the game. Give her 15 points, and it's a 13-point Baker lead. 3:20 left to play. Vikes need a bucket in the worst way here. Reyna Smith around a screen. Reyna puts up a runner in the lane, banks it in. So Reyna, another bank shot goes in, and hey, she's had the bankaroo going for her here tonight. She has 4 baskets, all 4 of them from the bank variety, and give her 9 timeout on the floor. 67-56 Baker.
All right, we'll be back for the final 3:11 in just a moment.
Last night we put on an epic light show.
Yeah, we did.
The crowd loved us. We love the crowd.
Wait, but there were only 4 people out there.
Yeah, but did you see their 4 faces? All 8 of their eyes lit up brighter than ours. And we're fireflies.
Yeah, we are.
Hey, that one girl, she looked like she'd never seen glow-in-the-dark like this before, and we invented glow-in-the-dark.
Yeah, we invented it.
And we're going to be out here every night, rocking out our light show at a forest near you.
Woo-hoo!
So come check us out.
Check us out.
And bring your kid, all ages show. Oh, but don't bring any of those glass jars, because they make us kind of nervous.
Yeah, and I'm super claustrophobic.
Whether you're rocking their world or they're rocking yours, some memories never fade. Come alive with the forest. Visit discovertheforest.org to find a forest near you and discover other cool things to do when you go, like fishing, biking, or even camping. Visit discovertheforest.org.
See you later!
Yeah, see you soon.
Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service and the Ad Council.
Well, the Vikings, 18 second half points, and they need to go on a run here, down by 11 with 3:11 to go.
Ken, here's an interesting statistic. The Vikings only 3 field goals in the second half. That one just by Raina Smith right there. One by Winston, a 3-pointer by Augusto, and that one by Raina Smith. Everything else has been from the free throw line. And Buechele turns it over. Sidney Buechele drags that back foot. So once again, the Wildcats give the Vikings a chance with another turnover.
Well, you talked about only 3 field goals in the second half, and that's showing the Vikings' shooting percentage now down to 34%.
Yeah.
It was almost 50% in the first half.
So right, and some new people in the lineup for the Vikings. So it's Enlow, Augusto, Vasquez, McCoy, and Wharton. They're the 5 on the floor for Missouri Valley, and there's a press right there by Baker. Augusto gets it across. Good job. Gets it to McCoy. Deidre into the paint. In the corner to Enlow. Her 3 off the right wing. Good. Got it. That's what we needed. Savannah Enlow knocks down her second triple of the game. She's in double figures now with 10. Cuts the Baker lead down to 9. Down to 8, excuse me. 8-point lead for the Cats. 2:31 left to play.
Don't foul.
Hodge double teamed outside. Now they throw it away as the ball goes off the hands of Sidney Buechele. So that Vikings, a little bit of a trapping half-court press that time, and paid dividends as the Wildcats turn it over second straight time. Let's see if the Vikings can capitalize here.
Well, I'd say get inside if you can't get a screen and find number 5.
Number 5. She
has
has 10 in the game. Yep. Vasquez outside. He got some three-point shooters in the game. Vasquez, Augusto, Enlow, McCoy. Deidre spins inside on Buechele. No good, and now Wharton goes over the back. And I think Kiana just picked up her 4th foul as she knocks Wallish to the ground, and that's team foul number 4, I think, on the Vikings. So this will be a non-shooting foul with 2:05 left to play as Lindsey Denny and Ashley Ward check back in for Missouri Valley. Julia Vasquez, Savannah Enlow will come out. Morgan McSmith comes in. Here comes Andressa Augusto. So Ward, McCoy, Denny, McSmith, Wharton, the 5 on the floor for the Vikings right now. 67-59, under 2 minutes to play. Going to take a couple turnovers here, and Vikes need to hit a couple long ones. Simpson in the corner to Buechele. Baker in no hurry. They're in no hurry to shoot right now. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Buechele backs it out, head of the key to Simpson, guarded by Ward. Hodge with 4 on the shot clock. Jamie drives inside, had it knocked away, taken away by Lindsey Denny. Good job by the Vikings. Ahead to McCoy. Deidre is fouled on the shot. As Sidney Buechele whacks Deidre McCoy. Nice steal by Lindsey Denny on the other end, and then she got the ball ahead to a streaking Deidre McCoy. And McCoy, who's done pretty well from the line tonight, 5 out of 6, will be back there for 2 shots right now.
Well, that clock is stopped, so get a little closer here.
Deidre's first shot misses. She hit 5 in a row, and she's missed her last 2. She'll have 1 more to try to make this a 7-point game. Could have made it a 2-possession game if she could have knocked down both free throws there.
Goes down, slaps the floor with her right palm. She's upset at herself for missing that free throw.
Second free throw by Deidre, good. So Deidre gets 1 out of 2. And we've got a timeout on the floor. So 1.5 minutes, minute 30 left to play in the game. Baker with a 7-point lead, timeout.
Well, a couple of possessions yet, because even if the Wildcats run the clock all the way down, they're going to have to give the Vikings the ball at least a couple of times. So there's still plenty of time in this ball game, but Joe, the Vikings are going to have to find somebody to knock down a couple of shots. Just 17 out of 49. And once again, the key statistic for Baker, from the three-point line, beyond the three-point line, they're still at 50%, 13 out of 26.
Man,
you do that, you're going to win a lot of ball games at any level.
And they've shot the ball well, but they've gotten some very good looks from beyond the arc. They've moved the ball well, and they freed up those perimeter shooters.
And they're rebounding. They have, I think, about 6 offensive rebounds here in the second half. The rebounds are now tied at 29, so they've done a better job on the glass. They're still turning it over a lot. 21 Baker turnovers, the Vikings 16, but they've really closed things up, rebounding, and they've continued that hot outside shooting.
Well, and the Vikings had a 17-10 rebound advantage in the first half. So, yeah, you're right. They really done a good job here in the second half.
That's
Right.
now 29 apiece.
Baker ball. Vikes will put the press on. A trap. They're trying to trap. Now they get it ahead into the forecourt to Zweifel. Good job by Baker breaking the press. Vikings get back well, though. Didn't give him an easy basket. Simpson to Bichelle in the corner to Hodge. Tim Dixon yelling, trap, trap, trap. That's about all you can do right now for the Vikings. If you're the Vikings. Baker trying to run the clock. Deep three by Simpson. This one misses. But another offensive rebound, this time by Jamie Hodge. Boy, that hurts right there.
You're right. That hurts.
Keeps the possession alive, gives them a fresh shot clock. Simpson out to Hodge. Baker in no hurry to shoot here. We're under a minute. 50 seconds left to play. Vikes almost need to foul now. Almost need to foul. Down to 8 on the shot clock. Lob to Wallace up. Missed an easy shot. Got the rebound, put it in.
That might have done it. That was a long possession, and they get 2 points.
Macy Wallace with 9 in the game. It's a 9-point lead. Vikes need Lindsey Denny with a 3. This one comes up short, and that's going to just about do it right there, I think. 27 seconds left to play. 69-60. Baker Wildcats on the verge of going 10-4 and dropping the Vikings back to 5-5 or 500 in conference play would be 7-7. Unless we can pull one out here, let's never say never. Bichelle. And again, now Coach Tim Dixon down to 14 seconds. So the Vikings' 3-game winning streak is going to come to an end as foul on Raina Smith. Raina picks up her 3rd. That's only the 4th team foul on the Vikings here in this quarter, so it'll still be a non-shooting foul. The shot clock's turned off. Baker, Bichelle, there's no hurry here. Vikes really don't look like they're going to foul either, so this one looks like it might end up 69-60. We'll just have to wait and see. Is 2-1, that's it. So a big second half for the Baker Wildcats. They trail by 2 at halftime, but they come back with a big second half, and they win it by the score of 69-60. Vikings, again, a nice 3-game winning streak, but now it's come to an end as Baker comes in here and gets a win.
All right, we have a couple of the scores. We'll pass those along. Let's take a break. We'll give you the score and talk to the coach and get you ready for the men's game.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you.
So today's your 18th birthday. Hey, Bobby, you're pretty exciting.
Oh, yeah. I've got my whole life ahead of me. School, then a job. I've been waiting for this day forever.
And when will you be registering with Selective Service?
What? Oh, yeah. I don't know. I'll get around to it someday.
Someday?
Yeah, like, whenever I get around to it, I don't know.
Well, Bobby, if you don't register with Selective Service within 30 days of your 18th birthday, you can lose out on college loans, job training, and government jobs. And then you'll be, like out of luck.
Bobby, where are you going?
I'm just going to get online for a minute. Then I'll be right back.
To register with Selective Service, log on to www.sss.gov or stop by your local post office.
There. Are you happy now?
Very.
We're back to Grover C. Redford Gymnasium, Missouri Valley College, where the Baker Wildcats outscored Valley 33-22 in the second half to win this one 69-60. Tim Dixon joins us for just a couple of moments. And, Coach, you had a 38-36 lead. They scored their first 7 points. Third quarter was the tough one. as outscored 17-8 coming out in that third quarter.
Yeah, and that's my fault as a coach. I need to do a better job of preparing them to come out of halftime with intensity, and that's what happened. We didn't have it, and they jumped on us, and we never recovered.
But you can't put the ball in the basket for us. Only 4 field goals in the second half. Great job from the free throw line, but only 4 field goals in the second half.
Yeah, I mean, it's, hats off to Baker. They played hard. They played great defense, and I think we struggled a little bit. We didn't do anything different. We just didn't make shots. So, it is what it is. I mean, it's a top 25 team, and we're close, and hopefully we can get over the hump soon.
Coach, I thought you gals inside. I really did. I thought Winston and Horton did a good job against their big. That's a tall team, and I thought you gals did a pretty good job inside.
Yeah, we really wanted to work to exploit them, and it just didn't work out that way in the second half. And we did a great job on the first half, and that's why we had the lead. So, chalk it up to the way the ball bounces, and I don't know what we shot. I don't know what we held them to defensively, but I think we actually did pretty well defensively. I mean, we just had a couple of key moments where we didn't rebound, I think, in the second half, and it hurt us. And they got great shooters, and they hit some threes to kind of stay up on us, and that was the outcome of the game.
Well, they were 13 out of 27, almost 50% from beyond the arc. That's tough to beat, and they were contested shots, but they were knocking them down.
Yeah, and that's the thing. We have the same type of shooters, and we try and get our kids to realize they can shoot that same way too. And it's a learning process, and they have an experienced group of seniors on Baker, and so they know what they need to do to win games and knock down shots, and they're not afraid to shoot it. So, like I say, top 25 team, they deserve to be there, and we've got another, 2 more games in a row in the top 25, and hopefully we can steal one against one in the top half to really kind of put us where we need to be for the second half conference.
All right, Coach, we'll talk to you on Wednesday from Atchison. All right. Final score here, 69-60. Wait for Joe to come over, and we'll get you the scoring. We can run over some of the scoring here in this ball game. First of all, for Baker, and boy, were they something from outside. 13 out of 27 from beyond the arc. They shot 47%. The Vikings 34%. But it was Erica Simpson with 15, 14 Kelsey Larson, 12 points for Sydney Bouchel, 6 for Zweifel, 3 for Hanson. Courtney Hogue had a couple, 2 points for Mackenzie Cook, 9 points for Macy Wallish, and Jamie Hodge had 4. Joe, do you have that scoring for the Vikings before we wrap up this first one?
Yes, I've got Kiana Wharton leading the way with 18. I've got also in double figures Savannah Enlow, a good game for her with 10, 9 points for Raina Smith. I've got 8 for Deidre McCoy, 6 points each for Alicia Winston and Ashley Ward. And then 3 points in the game, 1 3-point shot by Andressa Augusto.
All right, we're going to have to take a break, and we'll have more of the women's statistics for you at halftime of the men's game. But we've got to get you set for a good men's game. Baker and the Vikings coming up. So we'll be back with you on Movell.edu, our video, and also Stretch Internet, the audio, in about 15 minutes.